nitrates in drinking water are known to cause blue baby syndrome, also referred to as methemoglobinemia. And that's a condition that's fatal to infants under 6 months of age through oxygen deprivation. However, especially over the last 20 years, there's been an emergence of research that has found an association between nitrates in drinking water and certain types of cancer, especially colorectal cancer, pregnancy complications, and thyroid disease. And in some studies, these effects were actually observed at levels less than 1/10 of EPA's threshold of 10 milligrams per liter. So I think one thing to note, especially about nitrates, is that they are colorless, odorless, and tasteless. So unless you're testing your water annually, you might not know that your water is contaminated based on your senses. As I mentioned, private well owners are certainly the most at risk.
Hi. I'm so glad you're watching this video and that you might be interested in becoming a citizen scientist for our project. I live here in Worcester County on the lower eastern shore of Maryland, and I've lived here for over 40 years. We raised our family here along the marshes and the coastal beaches. We get our drinking water from a well, and that well draws from the Menoken Aquifer, which is where most people who get their drinking water from a well here on the lower shore get their water. As essential as drinking water is, the state doesn't mandate testing of well water except when a new well is dug. Only municipal water treatment plants are required to test, monitor, and report what's in the water that's supplied to its users. We know groundwater on the lower eastern shore replenishes the aquifer all our drinking water comes from. What's on the ground eventually finds its way into our drinking water source, and we know levels of nitrates in our lower shore well water is higher than in most other places. Most residents never think twice about what's in their drinking water, or if your drinking water is coming from a well, it's likely you seldom monitor what might be in the water. Sure, we have high iron content in our well water down here, but dangerous things like nitrates are colorless and odorless. Aside from being naturally occurring, nitrates get into our drinking water a number of ways. Through septic system discharges, when treated wastewater effluent is land applied, when animal manures and sewage sludge are land applied to farmland as soil amendments, and especially from what is known as ammonia deposition. Certain industrial air emissions contain ammonia, which converts to nitrates when the ammonia settles on the ground or in surface waters. Look, clean water is essential to all living things, and access to clean water is a human right. We need more data about nitrates in our drinking water here on the lower shore, and I hope you will join me as a citizen scientist volunteer in the Lower Shore Safe Well Water Initiative and volunteer to test your drinking water.